And we'll certainly be tuned into that. Government continuing, thanks a lot, Clint. Government continuing its push for accession to the World Trade Organization. And today it made public the goods and services offer, which was officially submitted to the WTO last August. The paper, which outlines the Bahamas' terms for accession, also includes recommendations and responses from member countries, including the United States. Government's lead negotiator, Jamargo Lang, explained the pros and cons of the country joining the international body at a press conference today. Our Francesca Brown attended that briefing. She joins us now live in studio. Sani, we understand the government stands to lose a significant amount of money from customs duties if we sign on to this.
That's right, Candino. $45 million in customs duties to be exact, as the average rate of duty will drop from about 32% to around 15%. That loss in revenue, according to Lang, is the most significant challenge in this process, but it's not the only hurdle.
If you're lowering custom duties on imports and you have a local manufacturer who is competing with that import, then that local manufacturer will face added competitive pricing pressures. And so how do you respond to that disadvantage that might accrue to that local manufacturer? That's a challenge. You also have the challenge of in the agricultural space, because they too grow items which duties might be lowered on their items, and therefore they may feel some additional pressures in that way.
But there are also benefits, according to Lang, including a 2% growth in the economy for up to 5 years.
If you are living in the Bahamas today as a business person, you know that before you sell one item of your business, you bring in stuff, you pay custom duties up front. Today, on average, that duty rate, 30+%. In a WTO process, you are lowering that on average to 15%. That freed up capital gets to be a part of what a business can use to either do new hires, expand, save, invest. Also becomes a benefit to the economy. Thirdly, if you are a consumer, well, if the average rate is 30%, then that cost is being tacked on to your cost to purchase things at home. If that rate is lowered, you get the benefit of those savings. So that means for your personal pocket, monies that you can save to do other things.
Lang acknowledged that some business owners may be worried that free trade can result in foreign companies setting up shop in the Bahamas, but he said there are ways to ensure local companies stay afloat.
The import I am competing against charges that much. I guarantee you that in almost every instance where we have local manufacturers, notwithstanding the concessions they get, their prices are still higher than the imports. You can see that and know that yourself. So his concern is, okay, when you lower these duties on that imported thing, I'm gonna get a wider gap between my price and theirs. And then you say to them, yeah, okay, but we can examine the extent of your revenue over the last several years, and we can do things that can mitigate your cost in a way that doesn't violate the WTO principles so that you maintain the price that you had before.
Now, Lang stressed that negotiations are ongoing and nothing has been agreed. The next step, he said, is to meet with the business community and receive feedback on the Bahamas' offer before presenting an amended version to the body when they meet again in February to continue accession talks. Back to you, Candino.
All right, thanks a lot, Francesca Brown, reporting for us tonight. Meantime, the Bahamians against WTO, planning a protest tomorrow and will march from Arawak Key to Parliament Square beginning at 8 a.m. The group is being led by Wesley Campbell and Paul Moss. The group alleges that accession to the WTO is a dangerous move and it should be left to Bahamians to decide through referendum. A town hall meeting on the issue is also being held tonight on WTO at Walker's Hall on Bethel Avenue. Well, tomorrow is also being observed as Majority Rule Day, An ecumenical service to mark the public holiday will be held at St. Francis Xavier Church on West Street at 10 a.m. Majority Rule Day commemorates the Bahamas gaining majority rule for the first time on January 10, 1967, symbolizing the promise of equality and fair play for all Bahamians. All right, we're just getting started in Eyewitness News, but when we come back, we've got an update on that strip search for prison officers. And later, the PLP taking the national broadcaster to task. We'll tell you why coming up. But first, here's a check on tonight's